You know, you think about it, how could you be so blind as to miss something that stops you from performing better in trading? How could you be so blind that there's something right in your mind's eye that you can't see and yet it sabotages you? How could that be? It's actually a lot simpler than you think. First, let's start off just in biology. Card sharks and magicians have known for a long time that our biology presents blind spots, and they can produce tricks right in front of your face, right in front of your eyes, that you don't see, and you say, wow, how did they do that? It looks like magic. How can that be? And yet they will actually show you the trick, and then they're going to tell you they're going to do the trick, and you still fall for the same trick. That's on the biological end. Now, if you take the same self-preservation instinct that's behind that, then apply it to psychology, you begin to see a very different picture about how you can be so blind to what's hurting you. And the key is there is this whole self-preservation instinct. It is all about being right. It's all about justifying our actions. And from an evolutionary standpoint, it kept us alive, okay? However, when we're brought to trading where we can't, the self-justification, if it's wrong, doesn't work. That's the problem, is that we're so used to seeing it. We have such a strong need for self-preservation. And understand, to the body is a closed loop that really doesn't like allowing a whole bunch of things in unless it's like already known, like the food you eat and stuff like that. And it's all built around stopping new information, viruses, stuff like that, that would harm you. The same way with our psychology. We develop a belief system about the way the world operates. And then what happens is not even seeing that we're doing it. Okay, here's the trick. Not even seeing we're doing it, we discount any other information coming into us that doesn't jive with that. That's called cognitive dissonance. Or, don't confuse my beliefs with facts. The more you present facts to a belief system, the more stringent, the more grip the belief system has over you. Okay? That's proven by, one of the great examples is Henry Kissinger. You know, he says, I don't know who made all these mistakes in the Vietnam War, but I'm going to get to the bottom of it and I'm going to find out who did it. And this is while he's on his way to getting the Nobel Peace Prize. Yet, he's Secretary of State. He's the one, the architect of the Vietnam War. And yet, he doesn't see it. He self-justifies his position that he didn't do anything wrong. There were things done wrong, but there wasn't his fault. This happens over and over and over again, and it happens in trading. This blind spot, this blindness to your self-preservation, okay, that ends up, and you see it by self-justification. And you'll see it like in the article that for this month, you'll see I lay out a number of issues. And common ones that I hear here are, Randy, I know I need work. And as soon as I get profitable, I'm going to do it. Okay? I love that one. Or, Randy, you don't trade. How could you possibly know what's going on in a trader's mind? It's pretty easy. Okay? And then, you know, you go, okay, and you know, when I finally, I don't know what it is, but I keep doing the same thing over and over again. I don't win, and I know I should be changing, but I just can't seem to. I know what should be done, but I can't do it. Then you read some really famous authors about what the trader psychology of the mind's supposed to look like. You say, that's it. I'm going to believe that. And you make a note saying, I'm going to start believing in probability. And then what happens is you try to fake some beliefs when in fact the brain with its self-preservation mode and instinct just overrides it, and suddenly you're self-justifying what you've been doing over and over again. And the more facts that are there, you deny them more and more and more, and you get more solid, more resistant change. That's how it happens in most life. That's how a lot of alphas who have been very successful in corporate world or in business world bring over, and they're certain, man, they can control outcome. And then suddenly they get into trading, and those rules of success don't work. In fact, the more you try to control outcome, the worse it gets. And yet they keep doing the same thing over again. They keep using what they know, what they believe will produce success. It doesn't. They don't listen to the feedback coming from the trading account that says, no, these beliefs aren't working. They keep doing them and keep justifying them, thinking, this is going to work one day. I seem to be missing something out there. And once I get that out there, everything's going to be fine. And what they don't do, this is the blindness in the mind's eye. They don't see that they are the enemy. Okay? The enemy is staring them right in the face. And it's the self-justification based on this principle of self-preservation. Okay? It allowed us to become a very successful species. It's not going to help us become successful traders. You need to make a decision. Do you want to be right, or do you want to be an effective trader? If you want to be an effective trader, what I want you to start doing is I want you to see how you self-justify. Start looking at it and saying, okay, I'm self-justifying this. I know this should be, but every time I look at the trading account, it's telling me I'm withdrawing cash. It's not gaining net worth. That's the black and white barometer. That's the only one that can be trusted. You can't trust yourself, because I promise you, there is going to be this enormous instinct for self-preservation, and you will self-justify, okay? Until you say, you know something, that's my blindness. I'm self-justifying. I need to see that. That's where mindfulness becomes a really big player. You step back and you're no longer threatened if what you want to believe is not true, and you start saying, well, how do I organize myself to higher functioning in trading? And ultimately it comes down from a need for self-preservation of being right to a learned way of viewing the world that allows for probability, and knowing that I can live in the probability of it. And then eventually the amygdala, that part of you that produces all this reactiveness, okay, all this justification, this closed loop way of perceiving what's going on in the moment, what happens, that part of the brain starts trusting the higher functioning parts. That would be the neocortex, that in my language, that would be the ruler, the discipline of ruler, and the impartiality of sage. So there you have it. And what I want you to do, literally, start looking at it and saying, well, if my beliefs are so right, it should be showing up as positive gain in my trading account. If my beliefs are inaccurate for trading, then it's going to show up as withdrawals or limitation in my trading account. That's what breaks through the self-justification. Try it, and then read the article and just take it deeper and deeper and deeper.